Let's begin a full Reiki session. Reiki sessions can be 5 minutes to an hour and a half in length. Your standard Reiki sessions will be 45 minutes or 60 minutes in length. If you are working on the back, you will spend 20 minutes on the back in a 45-minute session and 30 minutes on the back in a 60-minute session. But please keep in mind the client's comfort, because they could find it very difficult to be on their stomach for that length of time. A note on symbols: I won't be showing you how to draw the symbols, as this video was meant to be used for all levels of Reiki. I will be doing a separate recording on how to draw the symbols. Each hand position has a purpose. They will work on the body's energy centers, on different organs and systems within the body. You will see that I use more hand positions than you will see in the SUI training manuals. And I have found with my experience over time that adding these positions not only is comforting and beneficial to the clients, but also gives you more flexibility within your Reiki sessions. Having your hands above the body, working in the auric field, is just as powerful as having your hands directly on the body. It is important as you work with the Reiki hand positions and working in the auric field that you find a combination that works best for yourself and for your client. And it's really important, especially when you're starting out with Reiki, that you practice all the hand positions so that you're comfortable. I also encourage you to work as much as you can in the auric field when you're starting out, because this will improve your perception of the energy frequencies and vibrations, as well as develop your intuitive style. I'm going to ask Chantal to come in now, and we're going to start with working on the back. I would like to introduce you to Chantal Breton. She is the owner and operator of Holistic Energy Therapy, and she's a Usui Reiki Master. She has been a Reiki Master for as long as I have. Are you comfortable?
I'm comfortable.
All right. And just bring the blanket up. And then at the feet, what I always do, because you want to be able to have access to the feet when you start to work on them, and just make sure the blankets are not too heavy on the client. And then also for the client's comfort, it's good to have a roll underneath their feet. So Chantal, if you can just lift your legs, thank you, and put them back down. And just adjust the blanket so you don't have too many lumps in there. At the start of the Reiki session, you are going to have washed your hands, and now we're going to go into the Gassho meditation. In the Gassho meditation, you have your fingertips touching, your hands in a prayer position. You're going to focus on the space between your palms. You're standing erect. Your arms are slightly out to the side. You close your eyes. Take some long, slow, deep breaths. You're going to ask the Reiki energy to flow through from the highest and purest source. You're going to ask that your personal energy and ego step aside. You're going to ask that this be a deep healing session for your client, for the highest good of all concerned. And then you would put your Reiki symbols into your hands. And then you're ready to start the Biosen scan. The Biosen scan, you're going to start 12 inches from the client's head, and this is all about detecting and connecting with the client's energy field. So it's above and directly in line with the crown chakra, and then you're going to very slowly move your hand in, and then start to go over the client's energy field very, very slowly. And the purpose of this, you want to focus on the palm of your hand and see if you can detect any changes or any little disturbances in the client's energy field. And just make note of where they are. And you're going to very slowly go down and past the feet. It's not necessary to do each leg because you're working in the energetic field. And once you've done that, if you do have symbols, you can draw the symbols into the client. I am going to draw the power symbol in just to start the Reiki session. And you just draw it and then hold your hands above the client like this. And a note about hand positions, you want to keep your fingers close together and your hands cupped. And when you're over the body, you're going to want to keep your hands as best you can together in this fashion. Again, it's really important that you develop your own style. I start my Reiki sessions in pretty much a standard way. After I've done the Biosin scan, I will come down and I will put my hands lightly on the calves of the client. And I just find that this starts to move the Reiki energy through the client. Then on the heels, your touch is always light. Make sure you're not leaning into the client. You don't have to press your hands in. Now, when you're finished on the back, just be mindful that your client could be in a very deep state of relaxation. They might have also fallen asleep. So you are going to need to assist them in rolling over onto their back. Just gently touch them on the shoulder. Let them know that you're going to ask them to roll over on their back. Chantal, I'm just going to ask you to roll over. Lift the blanket so they don't get tangled. Have a pillow ready. Let them know that you have a pillow because sometimes they're so in a deep state, they don't realize it. Let them get settled and comfortable. Tuck them back in. And you're going to very, very slowly move your hand in. And as you move it in, you're going to be, the whole purpose is to be using your palm chakra to identify any changes in the energy, frequencies, anything that you feel might be slightly different, and just trust what you feel and make note of where that is on the person's body. And that when you're doing the Biosin scan, it's good to keep your eyes open while you're doing this part, only because you don't want to accidentally touch the client in the wrong place. So that finishes the full Reiki session as far as going down the body, but I always go back. You're going to seal it with whatever Reiki symbols you have. And when you seal it at the end, if you have level 1, you're just going to place your hands over top of the solar plexus. If you have level 2 or higher, then you can use symbols, and you're going to say, "May Chantal be completely loved, healed, and protected with the power of Reiki." This last piece that I do is not Reiki, but one of the Reiki masters that I met when I did my Karuna Reiki did this, and I loved it so much that I do it for all my clients. And it's just a sealing of the session, and you start from the right side of the body and you move over to the left. And as you're doing that, you say, "I seal this healing session with divine love and light. I seal this healing session with divine love and light." And then you can tie it up in a bow at the end and whisk it away, or do a symbol at the end as well. That completes your Reiki session, and then you're just going to lightly tap your client on the shoulder and let them know that you're finished.